with that platform, I've been able to coach and teach and mentor about 1,000 girls.
Hi, I'm Terrell Turner, the host of the Business Talk Library, and today I am excited about this interview because it is one that is very, very relevant. And when I saw the title of the book, Out of Africa into the Cloud, it definitely intrigued my attention. And then when I found out the author is Nigerian, it piqued my attention even more. So welcome to the show, Dr. Isi.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your background.
Okay, yeah. So I'm Dr. Isi Idemudia. I'm from Nigeria, like you said. I grew up in Nigeria. I went to elementary, high school, went to college, in Nigeria. And the interesting thing is that at the time, we didn't have a lot of girls who desire to go to college at that level. And even those who went to college, they shied away from like the engineering technology type fields. But I just really wanted to do something that others weren't doing. I wanted to be like the outlier. I always wanted to be, I always wanted to stand out, So I got into computer engineering. And then I moved to the US a few years ago. I got into Accenture, and then I've been leading a lot of girls, coaching and talking to a lot of girls about technology and STEM and how they could be successful.
Awesome. Now, my father-in-law lives in Lagos, Lagos State, and so I was there in January. So I'm curious, how how different is Lagos from the part of Nigeria you're from?
So Lagos is like the commercial hub. So in the US, we'll call it like the New York City, Manhattan type of thing. It's very vibrant. There's a lot of velocity in terms of people, economy, and all of that. So it's like really hustle and bustle. I'm from the further down south of Nigeria, the Niger Delta, where we have the oil production going on.
Okay, nice. So as you started through kind of your journey of, I guess you said technology, and when you started working for Accenture, did you have in mind that you wanted to focus on AWS or the cloud period, or were you just kind of open?
Yeah. So my initial journey into technology, I started as an Oracle database administrator. And funny enough, like I told my story in the book, while I was in college reading computer engineering, I was also taking Oracle database classes at an IT institute that was a few miles away. So I was doing both just because of my desire to learn and know more. I wanted more from what I was getting in the college classroom, because it was 150 of us and we had to use just one computer. It was
Oh,
tough.
wow.
Yeah, and I tell that story in my book to see how the struggle was real. So I needed more. So I was taking those classes. By the time I was out of college, I was already an Oracle certified database professional.
Wow.
And then so when I came to the US, I started hearing about the cloud. I hadn't heard of the cloud in the way that it is right now before while I was in Nigeria. So I got here, and then I like to really pay attention to like emerging trends and what's going on. And then so I heard about the cloud. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I started learning about the cloud. I started off with Microsoft Cloud. I didn't make it. And I tell the story of also my failures in my book. I failed at the Microsoft Cloud certification. I tried to get certified. I didn't make it. And then I went over to AWS, and then I got certified. And then that's how I actually built my career around AWS Cloud. I worked independently for myself a few years, and then I applied at Accenture and I got the job.
Oh, wow. Wow. That is quite the journey. I guess, it's very interesting when you hear about, I guess now they talk about like the cloud wars between, you know,
Correct.
Azure,
Azure
AWS.
and AWS, Google Cloud, and IBM, Alibaba. Yeah. So
Now, have you seen a significant difference between the cloud, the way the different companies are approaching their cloud technology?
yeah. So I would say in general, the top four cloud providers are very strong at what they do. They deliver quality, secure cloud provider services. I, I would say it's just a matter of who owns more market share. But in terms of the technology, I would say it's the same fundamentally.
Okay. Okay. So
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about the journey with the book. Like, what brought you to the point to decide to write the book?
Yeah, so this is my memoir. I'm so excited. So when I joined Accenture, they started this initiative called Women in Cloud, and they just really wanted to see more women working in cloud. And then I thought it was interesting, especially because of my background and the fact that I have two daughters. I said, okay, something that I'm gonna love to do. So I jumped in on that initiative, and before long, I was leading the community engagement part of that
Oh,
initiative, and
wow.
really going into the community, identifying groups of girls and women, and just evangelizing about cloud, teaching them, letting them know they could get certified, and then also letting them know of the opportunities at Accenture, to come in and work. So with that platform, I've been able to coach and teach and mentor about 1,000 girls
Oh,
in,
wow.
in the last 12 months, and it's been phenomenal. So while doing that, and that's why I really love Accenture, because they provide a platform for you to do that. So while doing that, um, someone reached out to me within Accenture just saying they'd like to write a blog post. They're doing a blog series about women in cloud, and they would like to hear my story. That was the first time someone ever said to me, I'd like to hear your story. So I was like, okay, that's fine. And then they scheduled like an hour session with this writer within Accenture. And we spoke just like we're talking now for like an hour. He just asked me questions. And
Mhm.
at the end of the day, a few months later, they had published this blog post, and the title of the blog post was Out of Africa and Into the Cloud.
Wow.
And I was like, boom. And I read the story, and I didn't believe it was me. I was like, oh yeah, seriously? And then, but I got a lot of feedback. I think that story was gotten over 200,000 views.
Oh,
And
wow.
the feedback I got, people reaching out to me to say that that was so inspiring. And a few people actually told me, if you wrote a book, I'm gonna buy it, because it was a blog post. Maybe it was what, 800, 1,000 words.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough. Like, people wanted to know more.
Mhm.
And that was where the light bulb really went off, that, okay, people want to know more. And then at that point, I decided to write my book. That was in October of last year, 2019.
Awesome, awesome. So, in the process of writing the book, I guess, were there any groups of people that played a special role in helping you get that across that you'd like to thank?
Yes, I mean, the foreword of the book is written by Annette Vipach. She is the Global Chief Executive of Accenture Strategy and Consulting. I really want to thank her for, lending her voice towards the vision of empowering the next generation of female coders. And I also like to thank, my MDs at Accenture, and appreciate my parents, my daughters, my family and friends, for the support. Um, then I went through an auto process. The self-publishing school, they're the one who helped me, taught me how to write. So I also want to give them thanks. And yeah, thank God Almighty.
Awesome, awesome. So when you talked about the different events that you were doing in the community and the different projects that Accenture just allowed you to get involved with, how can people follow you or hear about what you're doing, whether it's social media or website?
Yeah, so I have my personal website where like I put out the different events that I'm doing. So you can also find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. You can also follow Accenture to see most of the Accenture Cloud. Follow Accenture Cloud, you could also see most of the events that we're running. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. And now one question that I definitely like to ask every guest that comes onto the show is, in the process of writing this book and even just getting the book out there, what's one piece of wisdom that you've learned that you're like, wow, this was a impactful lesson learned?
Yeah, yeah. I would say in the moment of crisis, you build bridges, you don't build dams. That's what it's a Nigerian proverb, and I have it in my book, but it's something that really stuck through me. You build bridges with people that can help you, achieve your goals and objectives.
Awesome, awesome. Well, Dr. Issy, thank you so much for being on the show. And definitely congratulations on the new book. We'll definitely be sharing it on all of our social media so people can hear about the book.
Yes, thank you so much. You can find it on Amazon as well. Yes.
Awesome, awesome. We'll definitely share the link to the book on Amazon so people can check it out.
Okay. All right. Thank you for having me.